Hello dear students, in this lecture we will learn about variables in PLSQL. So firstly we go through the definition of variables. A variable is nothing but a name given to a storage area that our programs can manipulate. Each variable in PLSQL has a specific data type which defines the type of that variable and which determines the size also and the layout of the variable's memory. The range of the value that can be stored within that memory and the set of operation that can be applied to the variable. Now, how to give the names to the variable? This naming is known as identifier naming. Basically, the name of a PLSQL variable consists of letters, optional, followed by more letters, and can be numerals also, means digits can also be used in the naming. $sign, underscore, number sign are also allowed. These are the signs which are also allowed during the naming. Maximum characters allowed is 30 characters we can take in the naming, and by default variable names are not case sensitive, but to make a difference between the keywords and the identifier namings or the variable naming, we use keywords in the capital letter. We will use keywords in the capital letters and the variable naming in small or the mixture of small and capital. But both will be treated as same, whatever you want to do. You can not use reserved word in PLSQL like PLSQL keywords as variable naming. For example, we can say constant or default. These are two keywords we will going to use in next slides, and these both are keywords. We cannot use them as the naming of any variable. Now, after naming, we will go through the variable declaration. How to declare the variables in the PLSQL. PLSQL variables must be declared in the declaration section only, or in the package section where it will act as a global variable. So when you declare a variable, PLSQL allocates memory for the variable's value and the storage location is identified by the variable. Means the declaration will provide the value and the storage space or the address to the variable name or to the variable itself. So the basic syntax for the variable declaration is variable naming, then the constant is the keyword, that is optional. If we want to make variable constant, we can give this keyword, and if we don't want to make them constant, then we can omit this. And then the data type which defines the type of the data, float, integer, varchar, char, that can be anything. Then not null, it is also optional. If you want to specify there that your variable is not null, you can specify. If you don't want to specify it, you want to specify it as null, you can specify that also. Then if you want to give them a default value, then you can give the default value, and if you want to initialize the value, then you can just give the assignment operator and initialize some value. You can do both the cases. Now here is an example of declaration of variable. This is salary. Salary is the name of the variable. Number is the data type. Then 10,2 define the size of the salary variable. Now name varchar 2 and 25. It is also the size of the variable. Means 20 up to 25 characters are allowed in the name section. Now pi we want to define pi as a constant value. Whenever we will use pi, we will use this value in place of pi. So we can assign this a constant value. It is a double precision data type. Then assignment operator we have used, and then we have given the value to the pi. So these are the options. You can assign the values, or you can declare a variable. You can declare your variable. So if you are giving the size of your variable, if you want to assigning the size to your variable, these variables are called constraint declaration, come under the category of constraint, because in this type of variable they require less memory space, because you have assigned the memory space that this type of memory space you want to give, this memory space you want to give, they will take that. But if you haven't assigned the value, it can take any number of bytes from your memory. Now After that, how to initialize the value or how to assign the values to the variable. We can do that using two ways. One is the default key, using default keyword, and one is assignment keyword. Whenever you declare a variable, PL/SQL assign it as a default value null. If you want to initialize the variable with a value other than null value, you can do so. So these two ways are there: default keyword, using default keyword, and using assignment operator. So first we will go through the assignment operator. Counter is a variable, then binary underscore integer is the data type, and then we use assignment operator, means colon and equal to, this is the assignment operator in SQL, and then 0. We assigned counter as 0 value. So this first way is this way. And then the second way we can use default keyword. So greetings varchar, then the size is 20, default is the keyword, and in single quotation marks we can create a collection of characters or variable characters. So here we say have a good day. So greetings has a value of have a good day. So you can also specify that a variable should not have a null value using not null. We can use not null constraint also here. If you use not null constraint, you must explicitly assign an initial value for the variable. It is a good programming practice to assign, initialize, or to assign variables properly. Otherwise, sometimes program would produce unexpected result. So now we will go through the example how to declare the variable and how to use that variables. We will go on the live script and I will show you the live scenario. So this is the live platform. Once I will refresh it, because maybe it is possible that now this is the code. Declare, and then I assigned an integer a, means I assigned a variable here, and then I use the data type integer for this, and then assignment operator, and the value is 20. Then b as integer and equivalent value equal to 30, c as integer only, and I haven't assigned any value to this, and f I haven't assigned any value to this also. Then begin, then I calculated a value for c is equal to a plus b. We summed a and b for and put that value in c. So dbms underscore output underscore line value of c. What we want to print? We want to print the value of c. So how we will get the value of c? We will get the value of c from here. So concatenate this string with the value of c. Here we calculated value of f assignment using assignment operator 70.0 divided by 3.0, and dbms underscore output underscore line, then the value of f, assignment operator, and concatenation f. So after we will run this script, we will get the result. Value of c is equal to 50. You can add this 30 plus 20 is equal to 50, and then value of f is 70 divided by 3 we will get this type of result. Now how it is possible that we were getting this number of 3's in it? Because we haven't said that f has this precision 10 by 2 or 10 by 3 comma 3. So we haven't given the how much 3 we want to, or how up to how much decimal point we want this. So it will show you what will be the general precision for the real type. So this is the example of declaring variable and then assigning value to that variable. Now after assigning a value, now what will be the scope of a variable? If you are using a variable in a block or outside the block, how you can define the scope, or how you will get that this is the variable within the scope or this is out of the scope. So PL/SQL allows the nesting of blocks. Means we can define one block inside other block and then another block inside that block. So each program block may contain any many other inner blocks or another inner block. If a variable is declared within an inner block, it is not accessible to the outer block. However, if a variable is declared and accessible to an outer block, it is accessible to all nested inner blocks. So basically we can say there can be two types of variable. Local variable means that declared inside a block and there is no other block inside that block, so that variable will be accessible to that block only. So we can take example of departmental library. So departmental library will be the local variable for a department, and then if the whole university is a bigger block and we are the smaller block and other departments are also smaller block to the whole department, and then the central library, that will act as a global variable because that library will be accessible by every block which come under the category of this university. So we can take example of this also. We will again go to the live script. Here we can see this declare, then global variable. This is the comment, you can omit that comment, and then num1 is number type 95 value, num2 number type 75 value. These both we will make them an global variable because this is the main block and these are assigned just in the main block, and then we will start begin and what we will do, we will print the value of these two numbers, num1 and num2. Then we will assign one another block, or we create one another block declare. Then we use num1 and num2 again, same name num1 and num2, and assign different values to them, and then begin. Then we display this. So what will happen? These num1 and num2, these are also num1 and num2, but these num1 and num2, that will be global variable that can be used by every block which will be defined inside this, and but these are used by only this block, not the other block which will be defined inside this. But yes, if we define another block inside this declared section to this inside this, we will then these local variable will become global variable to that section or to that block. So if you run this code, you will get outer variable value this, outer variable num2 value this, inner variable this, and inner variable thus. So this is the way you can make your global variables and local variable active. So this is all about the variables which we can use in PL/SQL. Hope you enjoyed the lecture or you get the variable declaration and assignment properly. Thanks for listening. Thank you so much.